Alrighty, round 3 after my loss in round 2. So I'm 1-1. I'm going to keep this hand. I have a couple of decent plays here. I'm probably going to hold off on casting the Foulmire Knight, to be honest. I currently have no great need for a 1-1 Death Touch. I'd rather have a card. If my opponent demonstrates that they're aggressive, which they kind of have, I am willing to change my opinion on what I should do here. I think at this point I'm just going to cast Queen of Ice and tap the Ginger Brute, and I'll pass to my opponent. I'll cast Queen of Ice on turn 3. Stops another piece of chip damage. I didn't really want to do anything else with my mana, so it's not. I don't want to say it's free, but it's practically free because I was probably almost certainly going to cast Queen of Ice on turn 3. If I draw Island, I'm going to play that instead of the Swamp. I want to make sure that I have access to Adamant, Arcanist Isle, and the like. Though now my Sir Conrads get a lot better. Double red too. Damage-based removal. Harder for them to kill my 5/4. Alright. That's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate draw. I'm going to play the Queen of Ice. If they have Scorching Dragonfire, I kind of get got a little bit, but that was going to happen anyway. So I'll pass the turn, and I'll see what they do. Alright, so they're going to play a land? Alright, so triple red, that's concerning. Raging Redcap, 1/2 double strike creature. That's not the worst thing for me, especially since I've got a So Tiny. Creature already has low power to begin with. I can kind of blow them out if they try to use a combat trick. I'm going to play Island. I'm going to tap everything but the island. He sort of telegraphs me So Tiny, but I'm going to draw a card and lose a life. And then I'm going to pass the turn. No attacks. I will block the Raging Redcap if they attack with it, and hopefully bait out any combat trick that they could use. Black, red. Alright, that makes sense. It's an aggressive color pair. See what they do now that they have access to their second color of mana. They probably know I have the So Tiny in hand just because of how I tap my mana. But Lochthwain Paladin. Alright, well it's not Adamant, it's just a 3/2 with Menace. Alright, so they're not attacking then. Well, I mean if they attack, that's great for me. But alright, see what they do. Okay. I'm going to cast Foulmire Knight, and I'm going to pass the turn, holding out both So Tiny and Runaway together. The first thing I want to try to do is double block this Lochthwain Paladin, have them assign damage to Queen of Ice first, So Tiny to reduce the power of the Lochthwain Knight to 1, and then have my Queen of Ice survive, and keep my Foulmire Knight. If they block in such a way as to get the Foulmire Knight first, then I'll just simply trade Death Touch for 3/2 Menace. Let's see what they do. Play Malevolent Noble. Okay, it resolves. They're just going to pass back to me. I'm holding up mana, but I have nothing else to do with it, so it's not like I'm wasting yet. Ordinarily, if you have the option to use your mana, especially against an aggressive deck like this, and play creatures and the like, that's for the best. But I don't have access to creatures. I don't have the quadruple blue for the Arcanistyle. I don't have the mana for the Sage of the Falls. I only have access to these cheap pieces of interaction. Alright, so this screams combat trick to me. Alright. Ginger Brute, sure. Just Ginger Brute. They're gonna activate? No? Alright, what do you got? I'm gonna let damage resolve. Do they have some sort of 2 damage burn spell? Pretty sure all the burn spells are... Oh, huh, clever. I guess they were trying to see if I would take the 2. Nope, I will not. I will take the 1, however. I have plenty of life to work with. Okay, I go to my turn. Okay, I'm going to cast Rage of Winter. I'm going to tap the Malevolent Noble. What am I thinking about here? There's no reason for them to do anything. It just slows them down. Alright, I'm going to pass. No attacks. I'll end my turn, yeah. Holding up one of the 2 pieces of interaction. I just wanted to beat him with a 3/3 until I've got more ground blockers. I still have the tricks with the Locthwain Paladin. I have the tricks with Queen of Ice. They can start sinking their mana into making Gingerroot unblockable, which is a bit of a clock, but soon I will be able to draw some more cards, and I should be able to get to my mana and my Sir Conrad. Malevolent Noble looks real awkward against Sir Conrad, to be honest. Especially once I've got Runaway together to remove all the counters. They're using all their mana to give my creature -X until end of turn. And I'm instead going to cast this Runaway together, return my Foulmire Knight, and probably their Malevolent Noble, because it resets it. No, they're Locthwain Paladin. I don't want them to attack me. Even if they get it with a counter, I can still so tiny. The play I wish to do still makes it work. Okay, I'm going to... I'm just going to play the Queen of Ice, and I'll pass the turn. So tiny up. Yeah, they don't get to kill my Death Toucher. I get access to it next turn, and another card. Eventually, I'll find my 5th land, and then I can start popping off a little bit better. They've got 5 cards in hand themselves, though. This isn't exactly convenient. Burning Yard Trainer. Another target knight, you say. So it's a 3/3 trample haste, which, while annoying, is not the worst thing in the universe. If they attack with all their creatures, I'm going to double block Malevolent Noble. It has potential to get out of hand. I lose a Queen of Ice. Actually, I'm going to double block, and no, I'll hold up the So Tiny for another date. I'll trade off a Queen of Ice for a Malevolent Noble. Taps it down, which doesn't do anything. Alright, my turn. Alright, got my 5th land. Cool. I'm going to cast my Foulmire Knight. Wow, that was such a bad beat. Alright. It tapped it wrong. That's impressive. I'll pass the turn, I guess, since it didn't want me to cast my Death Toucher. Thanks, Auto Tapper. These adventurers kind of suck with the auto tapper just because they don't highlight what the mana they use for the adventure. Just shows the single swamp if I cast it as a creature. 24 cards in my deck. My opponent's got 27. We got a Lockthwain Paladin, 4 unknowns. If they attack with the Burning Iron Trainer and the Ginger Brute, I'm probably just gonna so tiny. That's a problem. Bell of the Brawl. Okay. That's a problem, alright. I need to lock it down. Probably what I'm going to do next turn is I'm going to so tiny this Burning Yard Trainer and block it. Locks it down. With the Queen of Ice, I take 1 damage, go to 11. I'll play the Foulmire Knight, and I'll hold up, turn into a pumpkin. That'll let me get access to a food token and stop the Bell of the Brawl from going off, hopefully. That card is ridiculous. Alrighty. Play this. We've got 5 mana. I might actually just be better off playing Sage of Falls. It's a 2/5, yeah. Actually, I'll cast Arcanistell. It digs me for a removal spell. If I can get into Charmed Sleep, yeah, which I just did. Next turn, I can keep their Bell of the Brawl locked down, so I'm okay to take a damage for a turn, because it only increases the power of the knights they have. Yeah, I'm going to attack with this Queen of Ice. I'm not blocking the Ginger Brood. They've got enough mana for it. They've seen the Charm Sleep, so they know that it's coming for the Bell of the Brawl. If they wish to trade, I'm still ahead I'm still ahead on what I need to do to win. If they don't trade, that's also perfectly acceptable. Because I'm not... I'm probably not blocking, to be honest. I got turned into a pumpkin to make some food. And I'm probably going to bounce whatever expensive card they play. And I've got Charm Sleep to keep a Bell of the Brawl from getting out of hand. This is a pretty aggressive deck by the opponent. They're taking their time to think, though, which is, I guess, a little oxymoronic, but good for them. Deck is moving pretty quickly, though. I'm worried about like a Torbran or something being this deck. Tempting Witch. All right, that's a little bit of reach, but will be negated by my own food generation. Let's see what they do. So the card I want to draw more than anything, honestly, is Sir Conrad. I don't think I can lose if I have Sir Conrad at this point. Just, it makes every instance of combat just so bad for them. Okay. No Sir Conrad. That's fine. So I have access to 7 mana, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Swamp. I'm going to play Wishful Merfolk. Just another blocker. And I'm going to Adamant Unexplained Vision. I got 2 mana, but I assume that's just for the food. Alright, I got Sir Conrad. I'm going to bottom both of these lands. I don't need them. But didn't say please on top of my deck. That's pretty good. I'll pass the turn. Next turn, I have access to Sir Conrad. It's 8 mana, right? No, I won't have a land. So next turn I have access to Sir Conrad, I can actually flash in Fairy Vandal too. And then I can start kind of popping off with my creatures. They've got something, but I think it's just the food token activation that they keep forgetting they can do that, so they keep getting priority at like every phase. Yeah. They probably just wanted to. Surprised they didn't just use it to do 3, to be honest. Spectre Shriek. Reveal their hand, non-land card. Ugh. I'm gonna choose my Sir Conrad. That sucks. Surprised you're playing this main deck, to be honest. This card's pretty awful. Like, yes, it's hand disruption, but that's not even really worth it as far as I'm concerned. Like, yes, you got my bomb, but like, what if you're playing a faster deck? What if you're playing against not even in a regular speed deck? Like, I had a slow start here, but like your average mid-range deck, it's like turn like 12. Like, they're top decking. This card is bad in so many scenarios. Maybe it's this format's slow enough it justifies it, but I haven't really seen that. Just the 1/3. Yeah, I was gonna say. If they attack with a Bell, the Brawl, 1000% going for the trade. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do that. Oh. Okay. Okay, sure. Sure. Block here. Block here. Block here. And, yeah, block here for good measure. They have a combat trick that can kill my Arcanist style, but I still get their creature. Nope. Alright. See, I have all this, I have a grip full of removal, I got a bunch of good cards in my hand. The thing I'm looking to do is not die. So if I cast this with Adamant, then I don't have Didn't Say Please up. I think I would rather cast Mantras Paladin as a... You know what? I have a better idea. I'm gonna Charm Sleep the Tempting Witch. One of the ways my opponent can get me is by burning me out with this witch. I'm going to keep the tap down. I'm going to pass the turn. I'm going to hold up Didn't Say Please. If they don't cast something worth countering, I'll simply play Fairy Vandal. Then the following turn I can play Sage of the Falls, or use the turn into a pump with Adamant, gain some life, draw some cards, make the Fairy Vandal big, and then work my way out from there. I'll have to draw a couple of cards before Fairy Vandal becomes nuts. And then I can burn them out with some big flyers. If they play something worthy of countering, then I simply counter it. Either way, I'm ahead. Foreboding Fruit. Yeah, no. I'd rather them not draw cards. I'll draw cards, thank you very much. Ooh, what did I get? Sweet. It's a good card. Fervent Champion. What does this do? First strike haste when it attacks another target knight gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Yeah, that's not gonna... Still not gonna make... It makes the Raging Redcap better, but it doesn't make the Raging Redcap good enough, which is the important part. So Ginger Brew gets unblockable, they chip it for 1 and go to 10. That's probably what happens here. Yeah, that's fine. They got a Lochthwain Paladin and 1 unknown. Ooh, okay. So So I've got 8 mana, right? 7 mana. So I'm gonna play Steel Gaze Griffin. It's a big high toughness blocker. I'm gonna pass the turn. I'll protect my Fairy Vandal for now from any sorcery speed removal. Alright. They know it's in my hand, which kind of sucks, but I got all these big blockers. Locthwain Paladin, yep, 4/3. It'll probably turn into a pumpkin, Charm Sleep, something like that. I got all these high toughness blockers. I'm not really all that worried. I'm probably going to use Fairy Vandal as my win condition here, at least in the beginning here. Ginger Blue can't be blocked. Yeah, it's fine. We'll start racing in a moment. They'll hit me for 1. If I really, really need to, I'll simply Charm Sleep the Ginger Brew, but I won't need that, I think. Think about something. Alright, Flash and Fairy Vandal. Got 16 cards in library. Okay. Our second Sir Conrad in here somewhere. Ooh, Moonlit Scavengers, huh? Okay, that changes things. So I've got 7 mana still. I think it doesn't change things much. I think I play Sage of Falls, because everything after this becomes a counter for the Fairy Vandal. I will draw a card, discard a card, though. Take action. Mystic Sanctuary. What's in my graveyard? A Runaway Together. Yeah, the Mystic Sanctuary, I think... So the question is, the worst card in my hand is Vantress Paladin. Is Vantress Paladin worth a Runaway Together or a Didn't Say Please? I think I have this game unlocked, so I think Vantress Paladin is worse than Didn't Say Please. So I will play... I'll go to combat. I've got 3 blockers in this case. That's a double block and that's single block. I would take 2 damage. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna attack for 6, bring my opponent to 12. And then I think actually I'm gonna Mystic Sanctuary the Didn't Say Please to the top of my library, and then Charm Sleep the Locthwain Paladin, as it's the largest source of damage. Take action. Charm Sleep. Tap the Locthwain Paladin. And then I'll pass the turn. I've got some high toughness blockers. The Raging Redcap gets really bad when you have creatures with, greater than 3 toughness. It's 2/5 Sage of Falls. Giant Skewer still doesn't do it. I can trade for the Raging Redcap if I need to. Yeah, I can still trade for the Raging Redcap if I need to. You get a lot of food tokens, but the Ginger Brew. Okay, they're gonna race. Okay. I'll take 3. It's a bold choice, because I'm gonna crack in for a bunch of damage next turn. So, ordinarily, I wouldn't do this at instant speed. I'm gonna tap 3 blue mana, Adamant, turn into a pumpkin, bouncing the Ginger Brute. pay adamant, yes. So I get a card, Queen of Ice. Get the counters. Attack my opponent for 7 damage in the air. And then actually we'll make it a clean 10. And then I'm going to pass the turn. I don't think I can die to whatever other garbage is in their hand. So if they cast the Gingerbread, I'm just going to didn't say please it. Because I think unblocked Gingerbread is the biggest issue. I can simply block the other 2 creatures that they have in play. It gives them food perhaps, but it doesn't stop them from killing me. And then I can bounce whatever creature they have with the Moonlit Scavengers, draw a card, make some huge flyers, kill them pretty much quickly, pretty much outright. Even with the food token they're making. So, we'll see what they do. Yeah. Didn't say please. Bloodhaze Wolverine. Okay. What else you got? Even a flying blocker doesn't do it, so they have this Queen of Ice and the Moonlit Scavengers. Forever Young, return Gingerbread. Okay. But now you don't have enough mana to give it haste and unblockable and equip the Giant Skewer to it. Which is good enough. They can gain life using it, I suppose. But, okay. Play land. Rage of Winter, target the Gingerbread. Moonlit Scavengers. Some merfolk. Enters the battlefield, bounce this Raging Redcap, thus denying them the last other real serious way of them getting through this game unscathed. I'll mill 1. The triggers my creatures. I'll go to combat. I'll attack for lethal in the air. And that should do it. Got my opponent to -9. And there you go. Round 3. I'm a healthy 2-1. It's pretty cool. Got some cards here. Let's see what we got here. Take this Gargos. Why not? Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in